He became Robin for like 5 seconds, and Batman's like, "You're incompetent. Get out of here. You're fired." And she's like, "Why would you do that? I'm actually good at this." But then it turns out she's just as scared as she's more scared and nervous about doing this as anybody else would be. So, yeah, she was like Robin for like 5 seconds, and now she's back to her other personality known as Spoiler. All right, let's talk about the butler. Alfred, yes, Alfred is the greatest butler of all time. Even though he's not real, he is still the greatest butler of all time. Like, okay, people, you guys think you know Alfred, but you don't, okay? Maybe you do if you're a huge Batman fan and you're listening. Okay, this is what Alfred can do. He can, not only can he clean, but he is a mechanic. He is also a surgeon. He used to work in the army as a surgeon. So when Batman's like come back from a long night getting his butt whooped, who stitches his wounds? Alfred. Who does all the cleaning in the house? Alfred. Who like manages the accounts? Alfred. It's all Alfred. And now, like, don't let this get out, but I read that he's now the leader of the Outsiders. If you don't know who the Outsiders are, I'll get to that in a minute. Seriously, there's nobody that's ever been written better than to take care of someone than Alfred. There's not really much of a character like him, and if there is, it's a ripoff, like Jarvis in Iron Man. I'm glad that in the Iron Man movie they made Jarvis not an actual butler, but they made him a computer program. That was actually rather cool, because everyone else would be like, "What? Iron Man has a butler? Total Batman ripoff," which it was. Sorry, Iron Man fans. Iron Man was a ripoff of Batman, except he's not as dark, and he's a drunk. Anyway, let's move on to someone who you might not know. Leslie Thompson. Now, most of you might not know Leslie. She is a great character. She's, well, let's just say, when Batman, Bruce Wayne, was a kid, he needed someone, like, she was there. She and Alfred were there when he was a kid. And she was one of the many people that helped him through it. And every year, when Batman goes to the place where his parents were murdered and lays down those roses, she's the one that goes with him and lays it down and helps him go through it. She's basically his comforter, and she's also quite a skilled doctor herself. So like sometimes when it's too advanced for Alfred, sometimes they go to Leslie. I find that Leslie is his, like, since Alfred is his father figure, Leslie Thompson is his, like, mother figure. It's his who he would go to when he needs motherly support or something. From motherly support to tech support, let's go to Lucius Fox. Now, I don't have any comic photos of Lucius, so I'll just skip right on to that. But if you've seen The Dark Knight, you know who Lucius Fox is. He's the guy that fills all the tech support for Batman. In the movie, he knows who Batman is. I don't think he does in the comics, but he's basically the guy who runs Wayne Enterprises when Bruce Wayne is there, which is a lot of the time since he's out kicking people's butts. Now, he's usually pushed aside. It's just that, like, in some of the comics, he helps develop the tech for Batman, but I don't think he knows who Batman is. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that in the comics. Yeah. So yeah, that's him. That's Lucius. He's basically the guy that runs Wayne Enterprises and sometimes supplies Batman with bat stuff. Moving on, let's take a step back to some people you might know. Ah, yes, Barbara Gordon. What a nice girl she was. She really was, I think, the best Batgirl. At least in my opinion. Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, who I'll get to in a little bit. She was Batgirl. I believe she just wanted to find some way to experience life kind of like her father, and she thought, well, he spends all of his time with Batman. Maybe I'll be Batgirl. Well, the thing is, like, oh man, when she first came out, Batman was like, oh, for crying out loud, go away. And then, like, Robin, of course, is like, all in his hormones, and this is when they were younger, but eventually Batman was like, okay, you're not gonna quit, fine, I'll train you so you don't die, which is very nice of him. Anyway, so like, yeah, Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl, and she works at it for a long time until the fateful day when the Joker came knocking. Even in your bed, I'm a bump on every head. I'm the heel on which you slip. I'm a pin in every head. I'm the thorn in your side, makes you wriggle and ride. And it's so easy when you're evil. Yes, the Joker shot her and paralyzed her to a wheelchair. Now she's basically Batman's, like, geek tech support. She is like the computer genius. She's behind almost every computer thing in the, like, she knows everything from just a click of the key. Her name is Oracle, and she now is the leader of the team called Birds of Prey. At least she was. I think they might have broken up now. But yeah, she is all the mastermind behind a lot of stuff, and whenever you want information, just send it to Oracle. She'll send it the person who knows, and the person who knows will give it to you, and everything will go. She has a great system set up there. Really nice system. But she was the first Batgirl. The second one was, well, actually, in the birth of the second Batgirl, as we see on this cover here, it was actually quite confusing. First, it was played by Huntress. Whoa, man, who's Huntress? I'll get to that in a minute, shut up. But anyway, she screwed up, and Batman's like, okay, you're not Batgirl, give me the suit change. And so then Batgirl became the girl known as Cassandra Cain. Through the assassin, David Cain. And I think she's also the daughter of Lady Shiva. But anyway, those characters aren't important enough for me to talk about later. Anyway, yeah, she became Batgirl, and in the beginning, in Batman No Man's Land, I don't know why, but she can't speak. She doesn't know any words, but apparently she learned some, and later on she's fine. So, yeah, Batgirl is actually, like, she's really cool. Cassandra Cain's really cool, except for the time when she went a little cuckoo, and she became the leader of a legion of assassins and actually wanted to take down Robin. Yeah, she was not nice lady at that point. Was not nice lady. Very bad lady. But she came to her senses, and she came back, joined the Outsiders, and then now she's like one of the few people that she was one of the people that wanted to lead it, but now it's led by Alfred, which I've already said. So yeah, she's a cool Batgirl, and she's a very important character to help out Batman and the Batman family. You know what, this is basically catching you guys all up on stuff before the Battle of the Cowl comes out. Yeah. I'm not going to go over every character because, well, let's just say there was a guy named Harold. Harold worked on the Batmobile and all the mechanics for Batman. Things did not end well for Harold. Alright, now it's time to take a look at Huntress. Huntress was a character that Batman really never got used to. He never really wanted her around. It wasn't one of those things where he's like, oh, fine, let's just get it over with. No. He's really just like, oh, Huntress, get out of here, okay? I don't want you here. Alright? Leave. Go away. Far, far away. Anyway, yeah, like, he never really got around to her. I think now he was slightly warming up to her, and anytime they need backup, they'll just, like, call somebody else, and if they really still need backup, they'll call somebody else, and then Huntress. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We need help. Just get over here. Like she's. I can't.